Orlando Tobon, a native of Colombia, sits in a small cramped travel agency, which he runs in Jackson Heights, Queens. But he is more than a travel agent. Tobon is an integral part of this community. He helps Latin American immigrants make the transition to this country, finding them jobs, homes, and more. Tonight, we'll get a chance to meet Tobon, known as the mayor of Little Colombia.
Sometimes we say Jackson Heights is the third largest city of Colombia in the United States.
Yes. So basically just Little Colombia. Yeah. And what is so different? What are the differences?
The difference is we can work. We can have a job.
37 years ago, Tobon came to the United States to pursue his American dream. Here in Jackson Heights, immigrants have recreated home, right in the middle of New York City. East Indians, Russians, and Latinos have all staked a claim in this bustling community of over 180,000, offering everything from baklava to empanadas.
Even we can have a Colombian soda.
Yeah.
¿Cómo está? They have two different flavors.
Yeah.
Manzana means apple,
Okay.
and that's a cola colombiana.
So which one is your favorite flavor?
I like both.
I noticed that you're really well known in this community. How do you like that?
Yeah, I feel like in my country.
Can you tell me what role do you play in the Latino community? Because I read, you're known as the mayor of Little Colombia.
The Colombian community is very poor in the political representation. The reason, I don't know. And then somebody had to do the job. I talked to many managers and many store owners to let me know when they need people. And then I start to help people like that, to find a job. Sometimes the people work in restaurants or different places and they don't pay the salary, and I try to fight with these people in talking to the managers of the restaurant to get the money for these people.
Orlando Tobon came into the public eye through his role in the independent featured film Maria Full of Grace, the story of a Colombian girl turned drug mule who lands in Jackson Heights. In the movie, Tobon plays Don Fernando, a character loosely based on himself. The stress of life in a new country affects the entire family. This was true for Ivan Echeverry, who 6 years ago came alone to the United States and worked as a carpenter. He had to leave behind his wife, son, and daughter.
I said to them, I coming, but I sent for them too.
With a different environment, was it hard for you to adapt to the new environment here?
He said it was hard because he don't know English, and it was really hard for him.
Uno es como un niño cuando llega aquí, no sabe uno hablar y hay que empezar a aprender a hablar.
He said it's like a child. When you're small, you don't know nothing. It's like you have to start all over.
His daughter Stephanie and son Santiago came to the United States 9 months later with their mother. As the children began to attend school, there were more adjustments for the Echeverrys.
When I came, everybody was speaking English, and I was just Spanish. I didn't know English. There was a lot of kids speaking English, and they didn't want to be my friends because I didn't talk their language.
While Stephanie struggled at first, her outgoing brother Santiago seemed to be adjusting well when tragedy struck. Santiago was killed while playing with a handgun. Ivan Echeverry turned to Tobon, who raised money for the boy's funeral. The accident turned their American dream into a nightmare. If you guys were still in Colombia, do you think your brother would still be alive?
I think. That's what I always think.
I did ask your dad the same.
No, porque casualmente.
In Colombia, he used to have a best friend, and he got killed. In Colombia, this friend. So he thinks that it could have happened to my brother too in Colombia.
Do your wife regret coming here since she lost her son?
A veces sí, sometimes.
Sometimes you want to go back.
Después de perder a
We
Santiago,
used to have plans before with my brother, but now we don't have plans for nothing. We're waiting to see what happens each day.
Losing a loved one to an accident has a profound effect on the family structure. The strains of daily living are especially hard for immigrants to deal with. A study conducted by the Center for Immigration Research at the University of Houston found that almost half of Latin immigrants reported symptoms of depression.
Well, I think the drama is very incredible. These people suffer so much to this separation.
Like when you first came here, how often did you speak with your family?
To call by phone to Colombia is very expensive. Usually I call like every 2 weeks. And I remember that time it's very expensive to have a telephone call to Colombia.
Lifelines to family at home can make the difference between staying together and falling apart. With his father, Carlos Rojas runs a video conferencing and international calling center. These businesses offer people from places like Ecuador, Colombia, and Peru the ability to email a cousin, call a brother, or video conference with a spouse. How do the clients feel when they use the video cameras?
Well, sometimes they feel very happy, they cry, they get really emotional when they use the cameras.
When the families come in, do they come by themselves or do they usually bring other family members or kids? Or
Sometimes they bring their family members, sometimes they bring the whole family. So just to see one person in another country.
You know, when the person coming to, especially to New York or to the United States, I know they coming to help the families. And you know, I say to these people, I say, don't forget the sons or the daughters or the wives in Colombia or in the country they live over there. And work very hard to bring the family here as soon as I can.
while I walked with Tobon, we came across many people who knew him. His dedication to the community can be seen in the faces of those that stopped to greet him.
Colombia, Colombia.
I want to ask you, why do you care so much about helping these immigrants that come to this country? Why is it so important to you?
I like to help people. First, I'm a very religious person.
Yes.
I'm a Catholic person. And I'm very Christian. And I try to help my people and I'm happy. No, I'm not a hero. I do a job nobody want to do it. And I think the hero is not the right way to call me. They can call me like community service or something like that.